Hello everybody, my name's Miriam Divine and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Inanna, a ancient Sumerian goddess that was worshipped between the year 4 and 3000 BC in the very dawn of civilization in the city of Urk. Well, we're going to do a shamanic journey with her today and going to see her in her city, spaceship, whatever you want to call it. It really depends on your shamanic journey. So we're just going to get right into it. We're not going to do a lot of fluff here at the beginning. If you have seen my videos on centering and grounding, I suggest you do a little bit of work with that first, but you don't need to. And here we go. So, everyone, we're going to take some deep breaths. And I want you to release all of the tensions, all of your worries, all of the stuff chattering in your brain. Just release that. You don't need that. You're not going to need it on this journey. And as you breathe, breathe in. And then breathe out. And you're trying to get into that relaxed state of no mind is where we really want to be. So in helping that, I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And with each count, you're going to get more and more relaxed and get more and more calm in your mind and let go of any of the things going on as we get deeper. So let's begin. 10. We're right at the beginning. We're just breathing in and out, releasing tensions of the day. 9. We're just a little deeper. More of those thoughts that keep popping up, we don't interact with them. We just let them go with each and every breath. Don't worry about them, just release. 8, we're getting even deeper into our psyches and relaxation. You might even start to feel your body getting a little heavier, and you can feel the seat or the bed that you're laying on. 7, we're going deeper into that relaxation, heavier as we get, our brains relaxing more. 6, we're even more relaxed. You can actually feel the heaviness in your limbs and your arms and in your legs. And you can feel tension just slowly easing out of your shoulders and your neck and the rest of your body. 5, and our brains are pretty relaxed right now. We're just not engaging with the thoughts. We're letting them drift away. And our bodies, of course, are heavier and heavier. 4, we're much more relaxed. You can feel the heaviness in your limbs. You can't even move them, they're so heavy. You can feel them just laying there. You can feel all that tension is pretty much gone out of your shoulders and your neck. And your brain is just there. 3, we're very deep now. We can just feel perfect relaxation as we lay here, and our brains are just listening to the journey, to even deeper, even more relaxed. Our breathing is just natural. And 1, we're very deep now. All you feel is this pure relax of the body and the mind. Now, as we sit here, we soon find that we're in water all around us. We're in an ocean. It's not cold. It's not warm. It's perfect temperature, our temperature. And we can breathe, and we're underwater. And as we open our eyes and our mind, we see blue ocean all around us, above and below, all sides. And we're just there, floating in this water. It's very calming and very relaxing. Soon you see some little fish, just little teeny weeny fish swimming around in the distance as they get closer. And you look at them and you realize they're there to help you. They're there to grab any tension or traumas or spiritual problems in your body. But they haven't come to you yet. They're just there swimming around. And soon you see some bigger fish. And then some fish the size of maybe, your outstretched arms. They're really big. And they're just swimming around. And you're not afraid of these fish. You know they're there for your own good. As you watch them swimming around, you can feel a little churn and current around you of the water. And you might see some bigger fish off in the distance, maybe something the size of like whales or something, but they don't approach and get that close. Just the medium size and the little baby fish around you. And as you sit there and get more and more relaxed with these fish, a little baby fish comes up and takes a little nibble. And he doesn't go off with any of your flesh. The fish swims away with a little bit of your trauma, a little bit of your pain, a little bit of something hurting you. And it doesn't matter wherever they're gathering this trauma from. You know that's where they need to be. They know that's where they need to be. And a few more of these little fish swim up, and they take little nibbles, and they don't hurt whatsoever. And actually it feels good to have this stuff being taken away by these little fish. And you kind of try to watch where they go, and they swim off into the deep ocean away from you. It's like this stuff is being removed with each and every nibble. Soon, the fish actually don't come one at a time. They start coming many at a time. And it might even almost feel a little bit like tickling as all these little fish start swimming in and grabbing little teeny weeny pieces of your shadows and traumas and things that are within you. And they're just taking it away one little bit at a time. And you notice there are some bigger traumas there, some really massive ones that these little fish just can't seem to get. Even many of them try. And that's when you see and invite in some of the bigger fish. They swim in and they take big pieces of the trauma and swim off with it. They might even have to fight and wrestle it out of your body, out of you, these traumas that are just held so deep inside of you. These big fish just grab a hold of with their mouths and wrench them out and swim away with that pain, with that suffering, with that bit of your past as this goes away and they take it off of you. And you notice if you have more fish come. If you have bigger traumas that you just can't release or the fish can't take, a bigger fish swims in and really rips it out of you and takes it away. It almost feels like there's a gaping hole where the fish have been taking these traumas. That's a gap within inside of you. And that's okay. It doesn't hurt whatsoever. You just feel this massive, empty release of the space as these fish slowly take away all of your traumas. And soon, most of those traumas, not all of them, there might be a few little lingering bits, but the little fish and the big fish have done their job. And they've kind of left you kind of there with a lot of empty spaces where there was something and now it's not. So you get this urge as the fish slowly disappear and swim back off into the depths of the ocean, you get this urge to swim. Swim up to the surface. Start swimming in a certain direction. And there's just this pool of you to go that way. And as you swim, you eventually break through the surface of the water, and the sun is shining, and you can feel its warmth, and the water trickles off your hair and your face, and you're just there treading water, and you're not tired at all. but you still feel these spaces that are kind of not there anymore. As you look around on the surface, it's a very calm ocean. There's not a lot of waves. But off in a distance, you see an island. It's a giant, yellowish, bright-looking island. And you start swimming towards it. And as you swim, you almost get the water of the ocean cleansing you, washing through your body as you swim towards this island. And it's very healing as this goes. And you're not really losing any energy from this. It's just cleansing what you have. As you get closer to the island, you see it's not an island at all. It's a giant city, just sitting in the ocean. It's just there, floating. And the closer you get, you realize that the city, you can hear sounds. Maybe there's people speaking or music happening. You can hear the city. You might even hear a slight hum, like something that's really driving your energy down into relaxation of your tummy or somewhere in that area. But as you get close, you eventually get close enough where you see the city, and you come to almost like a ramp or a beach or somewhere you can get onto the city. And as you're there, you're looking up, someone, something, comes out of the city, out of a door, and comes up to you and reaches their hand down. And they help you and grab your hands and help you onto the city. Of course, you're a little bit wet, and if you need to, they have a towel handy for you to dry off, or a bathrobe or some clothes to put on, depending on what you're wearing, if you're wearing a swimsuit, or nothing at all. And as you stand there, you can feel the sun warming you, but you also feel the city itself is warming you up. Now this person or being that came out to talk to you or help you doesn't really say a lot. They look at you, and then they take your hand and lead you to almost like a gateway. And as they stand at the gateway, they kind of beckon you to enter. And as you look through the gateway, there is this beautiful, bright being of light standing on the other side. It is warm. It is radiating love and peace and empowerment. It is just there. You eventually get up the courage to walk up to the gateway and slowly go through. And it feels as if you're going through some type of mist or heavy portal way as you walk through and you come on the other side. And this light being that you see has a little bit more definition. And you see that it is a beautiful woman. And she's wearing all white with yellow, beautiful gems and gold and things like that. And she reaches out her arms and embraces you in a giant hug as you feel the warmth over your body. And she whispers in your ear, "Welcome to my city. I love you." And then she steps back and starts to walk away. And you follow her through various corridors or streets of the city as she takes you to this small building, and you enter in, and inside is a table. And the table itself is almost like a tub. It's kind of got these little walls on the side, and she beckons you to lay down. And of course you do. And as you do, she smiles, and you feel this relaxation come over you as this weird jelly, it's not cold, it's warm, like liquid, it's almost like an amberish yellow liquid, pours up over your body, and you feel it all over you. And all those little empty spaces where your trauma was taken, you start to feel them to mend. You start to feel them to fill in with this jelly that starts to rebuild all of you. It just fills you in, and as you lay there, you just feel this divine sense of warmth and comfort and love and healing and creation. After some time, the jelly kind of recedes, and it doesn't stick to you at all. And those empty spaces aren't there anymore. You can feel them with your hands. You can say, they're not here. I'm whole again. And you sit up, and there she is, just standing over next to a small control panel, smiling at you. And you get up, and you feel different. You feel whole. You feel that you walk prouder, stronger, more loving than you've ever been before. Now, of course, she turns and leaves out of the room, and you follow her, knowing she will take you somewhere else of great beauty. Soon you follow her down the streets and into the heart of the city, where she takes you into this giant double-door temple-looking structure, up a bunch of stairs. And there's other beings and entities sitting all over the stairs. And you see a line of entities and beings just lined up. You follow her up the stairs, and she goes in through the double doors, which are open. You walk up the stairs, and there's a couple of guardians, but they let you pass calmly and easily as you enter this massive open temple space with these weird pillars. They're not quite stone, but they're not quite even physical. They're almost etherical pillars lining down both sides of this giant open temple space. And at the end of the temple space, there's a dais. And on the dais, there is a chair. There's only one chair. And of course, you see this spiritual being that just healed you go up and sit on the chair. And you walk up to her. And you almost get the urge to kneel, but when you start to, she raises her hand in a stopping motion and gestures you to stand by her side. And so you do. And she smiles, and you feel this utter warmth and glowing. That's when you realize you're in a council session. Soon, other beings enter in and stand along the sides, filling up the space, other great powerful entities. And then others file in from the line outside, and you don't even hear what the words are, but they file up before this entity on the chair, and they have an exchange of information somehow. Maybe words that are outside of your range of understanding, or maybe just thoughts. And then some kind of agreement has occurred, and they walk off again. And as this happens between many entities, there's a break where the woman in the chair stops, and she looks over to you to make the decision. You're not even sure what the decision is, but you look at the being before you standing below the dais, and you feel correctness and rightness and the good things to do, and you make a decision from your heart, and the being walks off on their way. The entity sitting next to you smiles. And then eventually a few more beings come in, but some others come up to the side of the dais and take your hands. And you hear one of them speak into your ear. It is time to go. You can come back at any time you want to explore the city. Inanna will always be here for you. You have been born again. And they lead you off to a side chamber where there is a little bed, and you know this is your space. This is your chamber of relaxation and rest and beginnings and endings. They leave you alone in your chamber, and you lay down on the bed and go to sleep. We're going to go ahead and count up from 1 to 10. As we do, you're going to slowly wake back up and get back into today's mode. 1, we're right there still in that relaxation. 2, we're starting to feel a little bit awake. 3, we're much more awake now. We can almost feel our body now just laying there. 4, we might even be able to twitch our fingers or our toes very slightly. Our brain is starting to come back online. 5, our fingers can move, but they still feel heavy. 6, we can almost make fists and crunch our toes in and start to wake up. Our body's becoming less heavy. Our breathing is becoming more noticeable. 7, we can almost shrug our shoulders a little bit and start to unwind and start to get back into Tao. 8, we really can start to move. We might reach our arms up and stretch, kick our feet out if we can, and stretch our toes. And we can really feel coming back into our brains and our bodies. 9, and we're really now, you might even start to open your eyes a little bit. Start to flutter just a little bit and start looking around you and start seeing your environment and where you're actually at. And 10, we're now fully awake and you're fully active back into your room, your space, wherever you began this journey, you're here. And if you find that you're still a little disconnected, hold up the hands before you and touch them together and rub them and really feel your hands. Know that your hands are your hands, and you can rub down your arms. You can rub across your body and realize that you are here in the now, in this space right now. You can feel the temperature around you. You can feel your butt on the chair. You are most definitely back to the reality. So that was our quick look into Inanna's city via shamanic journey. And that city you can go back to many times. You can re-listen to this YouTube video if you want to get back into that mode. But you can certainly go there and you can release more traumas. You can do what you have to do. There are many aspects to that city, far more than rebuilding yourself, far more than releasing traumas. You can have, there's a library and other places you can visit to gain knowledge, to gain physical prowess, to work your magic, whatever you need to do. That is Inanna's great city that will always be available to you now. I love you all. Have a good one. Bye.